Yo, it's Brian here. Today, gonna be talking about the San Francisco 49ers yet again, doing another top 3 video. This time, talking about players, coaches, and front office personnel that I think are going to be on the hot seat in 2019 and even coming into 2020 in the next season, because these players, coaches, and front office personnel, they are not performing to the way that they're supposed to perform, and I believe if they don't do a good job, then they will be gone by this year or next year. This can pertain to anyone in the 49ers organization from the top all the way down to players. Should be interesting right there. Gonna be talking about that, but before I do, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos, and let's just get into it. The top 3 49ers on the potential hot seat in 2019. Number 3, defensive linemen first rounders. This pertains to Solomon Thomas and Eric Armstead in particular. These guys, they've been trying to do all right, but they haven't been doing all right for the past couple of years. Thomas, I don't know what's going on with him. I blame him and the coaches as well. He's been injured, knick-knacked a little bit, but also the coaching staff. They've been putting him on the edge rusher position, which unfortunately that is not his natural position. He's supposed to be technically a D lineman on the inside with DeForest Buckner, but that's not happening right now. Armstead, for the past couple of years, he's been a big disappointment, and Lynch, for whatever reason, decided to give him a 5th-year option for this year from last offseason, which I don't know, that kind of raised some eyebrows, and is still raising eyebrows today. That's just a pretty bad deal in my opinion, to pay him $9 million for a guy to underperform pretty much, and I don't know if he's going to be doing any improvements for this team in 2019. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, these guys, they've been underperforming. They don't really show any flashes of greatness in my opinion, although Armstead maybe a little bit, but other than that, nothing to say, oh my gosh, this is one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL right now. The only guy showing off right now on that line is DeForest Buckner, as always, and he's a really good first-round pick. So I'll give Trent Baalke a little bit of credit for drafting him from Oregon. Armstead, a little bit different. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Thomas and Armstead can step their game up in 2019, but if they do not, they will be on the hot seat, and they might be gone from the 49ers eventually very, very soon if they do not perform up to par. Number 2, general manager John Lynch. So far, he's had a mixed reaction of how he's doing as a general manager for the 49ers. He's done a really good job on some things like getting Richard Sherman. I think that was a good deal right there. The 2018 draft class, everyone looks like they're panning out, but he's made some very dubious moves in my opinion, and this could cost him his job within 2020 if things don't change this year in 2019. Some moves that I can mention right now: 2017 draft class, Reuben Foster, not doing enough homework on him, and he's not with the team anymore due to off-the-field issues, although a very talented player, but just couldn't stay off the trouble and what have you, and he's not with this team anymore. CJ Beathard, quarterback, I don't know if that's a Kyle Shanahan thing or whatever. He hasn't been really panning out for the 49ers this year. Solomon Thomas is still a questionable thing right there, but yeah, just overall, the 2017 draft class, I was praising him very early on, but now it's not looking like a really good draft class. That could really cost John Lynch's job very, very soon if he doesn't do anything this year in 2019, making some moves in free agency and in the draft. Some free agent flops, he had Pierre Garçon, didn't really work out as a wide receiver, veteran dude. Malcolm Smith, they just restructured his contract for whatever reason. I don't understand why they are in love with this guy, but he hasn't been able to show anything for the past couple of years as a 49er since 2017. He got outplayed by Elijah Lee actually in 2018. Why restructure his contract when you could just get rid of him and save $1.2 million of cap space? Sure, you'll take a $5 million cap hit, but shoot, I'd rather get somebody else that can stay healthy and try to perform as best as they can. Smith, he has not been able to play that often. I don't want to go on a rant too much about him, but hey, it's whatever. Also, Eric Armstead, as I mentioned in my number 3 entry here, gave him a 5th-year option for whatever reason. Like, there's just some very questionable moves that Lynch has made during his tenure as a 49er GM. I don't know. It's not looking good in my opinion, and if he doesn't do anything this offseason, as I keep mentioning, then he's going to get the can by 2020 and soon maybe 2019 earlier if 2019 doesn't pan out during the regular season. Don't want to talk too much about Lynch. I love this guy, but if he doesn't do anything, then he's going to get the can eventually. Finally, number 1, Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator. I think everyone can pretty much agree with me that Saleh hasn't had the best 2 years as a defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Not all his fault, but a lot of it. He could make some changes and change up the cover schemes or whatever you want to call it. It's just not looking good for the defense. I mean, how can you only have 2 takeaways in 2018? How can you not pressure the quarterback as much? How can you not do just basic tackling 101? There's just a lot of things happening wrong for the 49ers on the defensive side of the ball, and I think Saleh has a lot to be blamed about for the reason why the 49ers defense hasn't been performing up to par. 2019, this is going to be a pivotal year for him. A lot of people are asking him to get fired already, which I'm still in the middle between that because it's not all his fault, but he's definitely not helping the situation situation for the 49ers. For 2019, he really has to do something, and hopefully Lynch and Shanahan can give him some good targets during free agency and the draft. They are a little depleted of talent, I would say, although you have some really good people like Buckner, Richard Sherman, Fred Warner. You got a little foundation right there, but if they can make some more moves, get some marquee free agents and get some good draft picks out of them this offseason, and Salah can't do anything with it, he can't get it all together, then 2019, I think this will be his last year, and he will be fired by mid-season if nothing good happens. And I'm assuming Joe Woods, our defensive backs coach, will take over for this team as defensive coordinator if Salah gets the can by the middle of the season. Very pivotal year for Salah and his defense. They got to do something. The offense is kind of okay with Kyle Shanahan, considering the fact that they don't have the best talent all around, although they have very good pieces, but just as a team, they're doing okay. Defensively, that's the biggest concern, and Salah really has to do something before he gets the can eventually. That's pretty much it, you guys. Wanted to talk about this real quick. Last video for the week before the weekend. This should be interesting. Please let me know who you guys got on the hot seat in 2019 and potentially 2020. Please, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, and if you guys like this, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot, and I will be catching you guys up Tuesday again when I have more videos coming out. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Go Niners.